Hi, and welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee, in for Phil Gallagher. Burlington Town Meeting will vote on appropriating additional funds for the Fire Station 2 project during Monday night's session. Article 10 asks the legislative body to appropriate the sum of $225,000 to the sum appropriated in Article 16 of the annual town meeting of May 9, 2016, for the purpose of funding the design and construction of a new fire station located on Terrace Hall Avenue. In May of 2016, town meeting voted to bond $8,500,000 for a new fire station on Terrace Hall Avenue to replace the old and inadequate facility currently there. Since that time, a committee was appointed and has designed a new station that is ready to go to bid. Background information on the article states, according to the background, the station has been cost estimated and the estimate is currently slightly above the allocated budget. That estimate includes the cost of additional unknown items that were not included in the original estimate. These items include the cost of a sidewalk and trees that need to be planted in order to meet the requirements of the site in accordance to various regulations. Town officials say that if the funds are not appropriated, the project will be delayed, and the project may be more expensive when finally completed. The new station will have 3 bays with room to house up to 5 or 6 apparatus, depending on the size. Perhaps most importantly, it will be big enough to hold the department's tower vehicle, which is needed much more on that side of town than the more residential area of the fire department's headquarters, where it is currently kept. The station will also be able to house up to 8 firefighters rather than the 3 the current building was designed for. During the May 2016 meeting, Fire Chief Steve Yetman said this is a critical project for his department. The growth on that side of Burlington has far outpaced the capabilities of the station built in 1971. For one thing, he said that along with the tower, the new station would have room for a dedicated ambulance, another piece of equipment needed at that location. The electrical system on the town common could get a complete overhaul. On Monday evening, town meeting is being asked to appropriate $150,000 for the purpose of replacing the electrical system on the common. The article was placed on the warrant by the Board of Selectmen on behalf of the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department. Parks and Recreation Director Brendan Egan said need for the project was realized in the lead up to Celebrate Burlington, when a town electrician brought up concerns about the reliability of the electrical system. He said it is an old system that requires repairs every year, sometimes multiple repairs per year. This project would entail installing a whole new system with up-to-date components, and that would conform to Massachusetts electrical and building codes. The project also includes some ancillary benefits, Egan said. These include a new light next to a walkway that was deemed too dim and 4 additional speaker connections for larger events. There will also be a new flag, police lighting, strategically located receptacles for the holiday tree lighting. The Burlington Police Department is looking to get some clarification on the retirement age of some of its officers. Burlington Town Meeting will vote on a home rule petition to authorize the Board of Selectmen to petition the General Court to enact legislation that would allow Burlington Police Department's special officers to work until the age of 70. Chief Michael Kent explained that the age of retirement for full-time officers is 65, and that is a well-established fact. He said it is unclear if that retirement age pertained to special officers, and different experts have come to different conclusions. The warrant article is meant to clarify that question and set the retirement age for special officers at 70. Kent said that after that age, best practices say one shouldn't be out there carrying a firearm. Kent explained that special officers are normally retired full-time officers who work on a variety of jobs, though they do not go out on patrol in patrol vehicles or respond to calls. They will work directing traffic, on construction and work security details, and cover events. They do carry firearms and have full police powers of arrest. Age is not the only factor to being kept on as a special officer, the chief said. They must undergo regular training and maintain the skills and proper physical and mental standards of an officer. The Primrose School of Burlington and WomenAid held an ice cream social fundraiser last week. The fundraiser was to support Alyssa Rosati, an 8-month-old who was diagnosed with type 2 pleuropulmonary blastoma, a rare form of pediatric cancer. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris was there and has this report.
A group gathered to show support to a local family and eat ice cream at the same time. Last week, the Primrose School in Burlington held an ice cream social fundraiser to raise money for 8-month-old Alyssa Rosati, who was diagnosed with type 2 pleuropulmonary blastoma, a rare form of pediatric cancer. This fundraiser wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the organizers Peaches Rochford of Primrose School and Corey Barkley of Burlington WomenAid.
So we're having a fundraiser to support a local girl in Burlington who is battling cancer, and we're hosting it here at Primrose School of Burlington.
WomenAid is a group in town that works with Primrose each year. We have this annual event, and this year we're sponsoring a family, the Rosatis. Their little daughter, Alyssa, was born with pulmonary cancer, and she's been in treatment this whole year.
Primrose and WomenAid get together every year to help out a family in need by any means possible.
So we partner with WomenAid once a year for this ice cream social, and it's really just to give back. So they're a nonprofit, and we're a for-profit preschool, and we have 200 families here, and we just want to be a part of our community. So we work directly with Corey Barkley and WomenAid, and so we partner together, and she always has a family who would need extra support, and so we do that.
So, what is WomenAid?
WomenAid is a nonprofit in town that was organized about 5 years ago. We have about 4 or 5 events a year, depending on the year, and each event we raise money, and 100% of all of the proceeds goes to a family that's local.
The event was not only a way to get the kids out of the house, it will help out the family by showing the community's support.
We want people to come and, we're going to have hair design, we're going to have tattoos, face painting, obviously ice cream, and just coming together, playing, donating to this family, to this young girl who's in need, and really supporting the family. We've got 22 raffle items, and we're doing a 50-50. So, just looking for fundraising for this particular family.
Finally, Peaches and Corey hope that the event will help the family out during this tough time.
We're here for them, that when there's a family in need in Burlington or the surrounding towns, that we come together as a school and also as a nonprofit, and that we're here to support them, and hopefully whatever funds that we raise are used to take care of the family in whatever way they need, really.
I mean, it's all about giving back to the community, and it's been really great these past few years working with Primrose and really being able to raise more money because it's such an awesome space, and they have a lot of connections too. So,
if you would like to show support to Alyssa, then send a check or money order to Jessica Rosati to Burlington WomenAid, 7 Ann Road, Burlington, MA 01803. From the Primrose School, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Weekly.
Thank you, Robert. As the opioid epidemic continues to worsen more and more, families have been touched by its effects. To raise further awareness of the disease of opioid addiction and to remember those who have succumbed to it, the Burlington Overcoming Addiction Group and the Burlington Police are holding a vigil next week. Residents are invited to participate in a vigil honoring Joe Reardon, who passed away last December at the age of 34 after a long battle with addiction, as well as others whose lives were cut short by the impacts of drug addiction. The vigil will be held on the Town Common from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, September 28th. Anyone who wishes to submit any names they'd like read aloud at the ceremony is asked to arrive by 6:30 at the latest. Burlington Police Chief Michael Kent said addiction is a disease that impacts every community, and it's something that can only be overcome with a strong support system. He added that he hopes residents will join them to pay our respects to those we've lost to addiction and to support those still enduring the fight to overcome it. Though Hurricanes Irma and Maria have captured the nation's attention recently, the victims in Texas of Hurricane Harvey are still in dire need of assistance. One local church is working hard to raise money for those in need with a fun and tasty fundraiser. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford went to learn more and has this report.
In the wake of the devastating storms and subsequent flooding in Texas caused by Hurricane Harvey, people's lives were turned upside down. Many had lost homes and were scrambling for shelter, food, and water. Those who had homes to return to often faced shortages of supplies, as well as long work ahead repairing damage caused by the storm. Father John Capucci of St. Malachy Catholic Church and his staff are working on a Cookies for Harvey Victims fundraiser to help those in need. He said the images from the disaster area stirred him to action as they simultaneously reminded him of a similar experience he had lived through.
People were in pain. When I was watching it on television, I had a flashback. In 2005, I was stationed in New Orleans. I was at the Center of Jesus the Lord. It was on the corner of North Rampart and Esplanade on the back corner of the French Quarter, and Hurricane Katrina was coming. I evacuated because the news said so. I thought I'd be home by Tuesday, and all of a sudden I got a phone call at 2 in the morning from a friend of mine saying, Father, the levees in the river has overflown into the city. New Orleans is flooded. I couldn't believe. When I was watching Hurricane Harvey and the effect it had in Houston and Beaumont and all around the whole coast, Gulf Coast of Texas, I couldn't help but to think of what happened during Katrina.
Father Capucci said in the aftermath of Katrina, people from all over the country stepped up to help by sending much-needed funds that allowed him and his parishioners to help their neighbors to rebuild homes and buy groceries and other needed supplies. With that in mind, he decided he needed to do something for the victims of Harvey. After speaking with a fellow priest in the affected area, he decided to raise funds for the people in the small community of Finette, Texas, where about 250 homes were flooded. He said he wanted the money raised to go directly to people rather than the agencies, and he wanted the event to be fun for participants.
And so we came up with the idea of Cookies for Harvey. And we're going to give out mugs. And these mugs, the Cookies for Harvey, you can fill them with milk, you fill with coffee or tea, whatever you like. And we have 152 dozen homemade cookies coming to this event. And you can walk around our church hall with a mug of coffee, tea, or milk, and dunk your cookies and enjoy your time together.
During the Cookies for Harvey fundraiser, there will be a silent auction with items including Red Sox playoff tickets and a 9-course meal from soup to nuts made by Father Capucci himself. People are also encouraged to make donations directly to help the people of Finette.
What will happen is everybody who's purchased a mug, these mugs will be sent down to Texas. There'll be a little note inside saying, you know, dear friend, this little gift to you is being offered to help you in a difficult time. Know you're in our prayers, our thoughts, and we only want the best things for you. Love, and maybe your first name. That'll go inside. We're going to do a little sleeve of those little cookies, like you might put in like a little kid's lunchbox. Some kind of one of those little pre-made cookies. A little sleeve of those cookies will go in there, and a check to each person who's being assisted. They then will get this, and then it will be handed to them on behalf of our parish, our town here in Burlington, as a town event saying, here, a town in Burlington, Massachusetts, cares about you.
Father Capucci said he expects a good turnout at the fundraiser because he knows the generosity of the people of Burlington.
I'm going to say what I said. When a catastrophe happens, the best of all people rise to the top. And my experience of Burlington folk is that they're great people. They know others' needs. Their hearts are big. They want to help. Sometimes we don't always know how to help. Sometimes we're suspicious of who we want to help, or how to help, or what agencies to assist. That's why this is going to go directly to people. And I think when people know what they're doing is touching an individual, I think it touches their hearts more than it touches the people down in Finette, Texas. I think their hearts are going to know that they've changed another person's viewpoint of what it means to be part of the human race and what it means to be loved and cared for 2,000 miles away.
Cookies for Harvey will be at St. Malachy Catholic Church from 6:30 to 8:30 on Saturday, September 30th. At St. Malachy's, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Thank you, Rich. Kids and teens spend a lot of time online, and while most of it is for entertainment and interacting with friends, there are dangers of spending time on the internet. Burlington Public Schools is trying to educate parents about some of the potentially dangerous sites and activities popular among some teens and younger children. They're holding a presentation featuring cybersecurity expert Susan McLean, author of the best-selling book Sex, Texts, and Selfies: How to Keep Your Child Safe in the Digital Space, that will be held at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, October 4th in the Burlington High School auditorium. BHS Principal Mark Sullivan says cyber safety is one of the most confronting issues for teachers, parents, and of course students, and is the #1 non-academic problem that schools have to tackle, often on a daily basis. He added that when online children today have access to and are more accessible by millions of people via websites, applications, and online games. Other identified dangers include exposure to inappropriate content, cyberbullying and harassment, sexting, and identity theft. He says teens are often not aware that their words and/or photos, which may have been intended for a small audience, sometimes find their way onto a larger one, often with both the unexpected and undesirable consequences. Sullivan said McLean's talk is suitable for parents of children of all ages, and he recommends all parents attend. Some of the topics will include popular sites parents may not know about, what kids do online, online grooming by predators, and misuses of technology, and possible criminal charges. Users of one of the most popular television and movie platforms should be aware of criminals trying to take advantage of them. Multiple outlets are reporting at a scam targeting Netflix customers that has been highly prevalent in the last week. In the scam, a Netflix customer receives a fake email from a company claiming there are issues with their payment and their account has been deactivated. In order to restore the account, the email provides a link where customers can log in and enter their payment information. Once they do that, the scammers have their information. Making matters worse is that the emails look like authentic messages sent by Netflix. In response to the scam, Netflix issued a statement saying it takes the security of the members' accounts seriously and will take proactive measures to detect fraudulent activity. Autumn has arrived, but has cooler weather come in with it? We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our weather center to find out. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone. This is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And can you believe it? We are getting into the end of September. In fact, starting out our period on Friday, September 22nd, this is the first official day of fall. Fall will be getting underway at 4:02 in the afternoon. So if you're at your desk tomorrow and you just want to run out there at that time of the day and welcome fall in, by all means, go right ahead and do it. But I know that usually means that we're looking at cooler times coming, but it looks like we're going to have some fairly pleasant weather ahead. So even though summer is coming to an end, we don't have to worry. We have plenty of beautiful weather ahead of us. As we start out Friday in our period, we're going to see temperatures a little bit cooler than average, temperatures only upper 60s, and we may see a little bit of cloud cover coming back into the Burlington area. And this is going to be associated, again, with Tropical Storm Jose, which just doesn't seem to want to go away anytime soon, that's for sure. As you can see right here, we're going to be far away from these record highs in the 90s, but look at this. We're getting to the time of the year again where we can start to see some much cooler weather. We actually had a record low way back in the upper 20s, so it is a sign of things to come, but far from winter, that's for sure. As we end out the period, look at this, getting into almost October. Temperatures average very nice in the upper 60s, so some great weather coming. The only thing that you notice, of course, is the days are getting very short right now, so we're running out of little time in terms of daylight, but great stuff ahead, that's for sure. Just because summer's coming to an end doesn't mean we have some great weather for you to come up. Now, as we go ahead and look at the weather that's going to be coming up for the next 7 days or so, we're going to be keeping an eye on Hurricane Maria, which is now down near the Bahamas and did so much destruction and devastation in Puerto Rico. Now, most of the models right now are favoring this out-to-sea pattern, and that would be just great for us here in the Burlington area. That would keep any clouds, any rain, and any high winds away from us and would actually leave us with a fairly nice weather pattern for late in September, that's for sure. But there are a couple of stragglers in the models that keep it a little bit closer to the coast, so we're going to have to keep an eye out when we get into the Tuesday and Wednesday time frame next week. But other than that, if Maria's going out to sea, look at the weather that we have around us. Just partly cloudy skies, so some really, really beautiful conditions and some really nice temperatures, that's for sure. But as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about the fall preview in terms of our rain and temperatures. Now, looking at the map right here, looking ahead for the next 3 months up until the end of November and getting into December, Climate Prediction Center is predicting for us here in the Burlington area and all of New England, in fact, a large majority of the country to be at average precipitation. So it doesn't look like we're going to be expecting too much rain and too much snow, dare I say, once we get to the end of fall, that's for sure, but it looks like it's going to be nice and dry. Now, when we go to the next slide, I think you're really going to enjoy this if you're really looking to keep that summer warmth around. Look at this in our neck of the woods up here in southern New England in the Burlington area. Climate Prediction Center is predicting us to have well above chances of having a warm fall. So looks like summer is really might be gone on the calendar, but the feel of it is going to be staying with us for quite a while, that's for sure. As we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about the 7-day weather coming up with us. As you can see right here, we have some pretty nice weather coming up for the Burlington area getting into towards the end of September. Starting again on Friday, we might see a little bit more in the way of clouds than what I'm showing right here. It looks like Jose is going to back in a little bit closer than we initially thought. And that's just going to, again, bring some clouds, maybe some showers if you're heading towards the coast at all. But temperatures a little bit cool in the upper 60s. But look at this. As we get into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, look at this, especially as you're heading back to work on Monday, temperatures in the mid-80s. And there's actually a couple of models out there that are showing us we may actually see some temperatures in the upper 80s to almost near 90 by the time we get to Monday. So it's going to feel like the middle of July, that's for sure. Again, Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be keeping an eye on what's going on in the tropics with Maria. We know that Maria is going to be somewhere in our vicinity. However, right now, again, most of the models say that it's going to take it a little bit too far away from us to have any direct impacts here. But we'll keep the chance of some spotty showers here and there in the forecast. But again, temperatures fairly nice in the mid-70s. Now, as we get towards the end of the period on Thursday, we're going to see a cold front moving into our area, and that's going to be ushering in some much cooler weather as we head towards the next weekend. As you can see right here, temperatures are going to actually cool down quite a bit when we get into Thursday. Temperatures only upper 60s, but other than Tuesday and Wednesday, we have some really beautiful weather. So everyone, get out there, enjoy this first full week of fall, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. Are you ready to taste some chowder? On Wednesday, September 27th, from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m., Atria Senior Living will be having their 5th annual Chowder Fest. Come and try a various variety of New England chowders prepared by the top chefs and restaurants in the area. Everyone is welcome. Please bring a non-perishable food item to donate to the Burlington Food Pantry. For more info about the event, please call Atria Senior Living at 781-270-9008 or visit atrialongmeadowplace.com. It's the biggest and most well-known fair in Massachusetts. The Burlington Rec Department will be selling discount tickets to the Topsfield Fair. The Topsfield Fair is one of the oldest American fairs in the state of Massachusetts. The event will be held from September 29th through October 9th. Residents can purchase tickets at the Rec Department at a discounted price of $9. Everyone is welcome at the fair. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Let's all run or walk for a good cause. On Saturday, September 30th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Orange Theory Fitness and Extend Bar in Burlington will be having an on-the-go for a gold fundraiser event. The event will help support the fight against childhood cancer. All donations will support pediatric care at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. The minimum donation is $30 a person. Everyone is welcome. For more info and to register for this event, visit eventbrite.com. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar.
Thank you, Maddie, and thank you, Peter. The fall sports season is now in full swing. We go now to BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for the latest Red Devil action.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. Burlington High sports followers may have been a little spoiled over the years. After all, not many seasons go by without Red Devil teams winning a Middlesex League championship or two. The Red Devil teams of the fall are working hard, and although there might not be many league championships coming to Cambridge Street this fall, there still could be plenty of success to be enjoyed. The football team is off to an 0-2 start under new coach Dan McKay, but the Red Devils play their Freedom Division opener this Friday night at home against Stoneham. Friday's game should go a long way in determining Burlington's chances at a league titles chase this season. The soccer teams are both playing well. The girls were a deceiving 1-4 after their first 4 matches, while the boys were 2-2 after 4 matches, including a 2-0 win against Wilmington on Monday afternoon. The boys play in the annual Kicks for Cancer tournament hosted by Concord Carlisle High School on Saturday at 10 o'clock. The Devils play Wakefield at the annual charity event. Burlington's field hockey team had an exciting comeback against Wakefield earlier this week. Down 2-0 at halftime, the Devils rallied to close the game with a 2-2 tie. Burlington also beat Woburn to start the year and had a 1-2-1 record after 4 games in the always tough league. The swim team lost its opening meet to Winchester, but still had plenty of solid swims. Julia Hovas had one of the victories in the 100-yard butterfly. The cross-country teams are also underway, and each squad of runners lost to Winchester to open the year. Have you seen the facilities over at Shawsheen Tech yet? The Rams have new fields for their football and soccer teams, and the fields and facilities are just amazing. Shawsheen football also plays at home on Friday night against Neshoba Tech of Westford. Monique Koslin of Burlington is a captain of the girls soccer team at Shawsheen. And that's all for sports. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Matt. One place where there's always a lot happening is the Senior Center. We go now to Council on Aging Director Marge McDonald for the latest senior news.
Hello. As we head into the second half of September and into October, we are staying busy at the Senior Center. Monday the 25th, we are showing the movie Mother with Albert Brooks and Debbie Reynolds. Albert Brooks starred, co-wrote, and directed the story of a twice-divorced author who decides the only way to fix his relationship problems is to move back to his childhood home and solve the problems he had with the first woman in his life, his mother. On Wednesday the 27th, we have Life After Loss at 2 p.m., and we do have Name That Tune at 2 p.m., even though it's not listed in the newsletter. We continue to have board games for you to play with other people on Thursday mornings. Some of the games include Jeopardy, Trivial Pursuit, Cribbage, Dominoes, Yahtzee, chess, checkers, and backgammon, just to name a few. Coming up in October, on Monday, October 2nd, we are showing the movie Calendar Girls with Helen Mirren and Julie Walters. This movie was inspired by the true story when the members of a prim and proper local ladies club decide they need to find a more compelling way to raise money for a new charity. They turn to their traditional annual calendar and give a very untraditional twist. Behind the usual baked goods, the apple pressing, and the flower arrangements, the women are wearing not a stitch. This movie is rated PG-13. There is also no actual nudity in this movie. And of course, we'll have the new New Orleans Jazz Band on Wednesday, October 4th at 12 noon. We also continue to have the Leahy Farmers Market on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. through the month of October, where you can receive a portion of a CSA share for no charge. You receive 4 to 6 items of fresh produce. The Bridges program is ramping up again, and we begin with the Francis Wyman School on Thursday, October 5th. The program will run for 6 weeks from noon to 1 p.m. Bridges is an amazing program that brings generations together in a way that allows both generations to not only learn from each other, but to get to know each other. Under the guidance of the classroom teacher, 2 volunteers sit with 4 or 5 fourth grade students working on small projects and lessons together. Studies on the program have found that the program has a lasting effect on students and their perceptions of aging and older adults. If you would like to become involved in this truly special program, please call myself at 781-270-1950 or Courtney Wasserberger at 360-621-2843. If you are unemployed and actively looking for work, underemployed and looking for a new career direction, or recently retired and not ready to stop working and looking for your encore career, our 50-plus job seekers group is perfect for you. We all know that networking works, and age really is an advantage. Funded and supported by the Massachusetts Association of Councils on Aging, we are offering a job seekers networking group to support and assist people 50-plus years who are looking for a new job, new career direction, or an encore career. The program is offered through the Council on Aging in Burlington at 61 Center Street. The program begins October 10th from 9 to 11 and continues through June 26, 2018. Participants are provided with a regularly scheduled professional forum for networking with peers in a safe and comfortable environment conducive to developing new relationships and developing skills to help them in their career transition. Each bi-weekly meeting is facilitated by certified career coach Debbie Buckley-Hope and includes a presentation or workshop on topics relevant to career transition and job search, ample opportunity to network with peers, and one-to-one coaching guidance. All meetings in all locations are open to anyone who resides in Massachusetts and is 50 or older. I'm March McDonald. That's all for now, and I hope to see you at the Senior Center.
Thank you, March. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo shows a young raptor hanging out in town. It was sent in by Paul McNamee and shows a resident immature red-tailed hawk who took up perch on a streetlight near his house one foggy Sunday morning. Thanks for the photo, Paul. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside, your door, or even photos of your family members and pets, whatever you think is interesting and would like to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. Well, that's it for this week's edition of BNEWS Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee. I'll see you around town.